Thank you. So thank you very much. Thank you again for this invitation, and thank you for giving the Tunisian Maritime Cluster the opportunity to highlight its action and its role in the blue economy and the MSP. So go to next slide, please. So as you see, the Tunisian Maritime Cluster is young, I would say a very young institution, because it was created in October 25. So 2019, the president of the cluster is the Captain Azzeddine Qassem. And it would be very interesting to know that the Tunisian Maritime Cluster is the only maritime cluster in Africa and also in the Arab world. The cluster was created to bring together all the players in the maritime ecosystem, so industry, services, maritime activities. So we have many members coming from fishing, shipping, insurance, etc. So go to next slide, please. Okay, thank you. So the main objective of the cluster is to promote the blue economy, and I hope I will succeed to show you during all this presentation that the blue economy is really in the heart of the interest and of the activity of the cluster. So promote the blue economy, but also thinking about the history of Tunisia. We want to promote the historical, the strategic and geographical assets of Tunisia. If you think about the map, the map of Tunisia, you will see that Tunisia has really a strategic position. It is between the east and the west of Mediterranean, between the north and the African continent. So it has really a strategic position, and Tunisia have to more take advantage of this position. So a long history for Tunisia in maritime sectors in general. I can only give you an example. One of the first fleets to cross the sea around the world is a Tunisian fleet 5,000 years before Jesus, or Carthago's fleet. So one of our objectives is to improve this history and this geographical position, strategic position. So go to next slide, please. Okay. To be more precise, the mission of cluster, many missions for the cluster. The first of them is to develop synergies between the various sectors of activity linked to the sea. Many industry, many activities around the sea are made in Tunisia every day. So as I say, fishing, offshore gas and oil, protection of the environment, aquaculture, etc. So how to create this synergy and how to share knowledge and share experience from an activity to another, or a sector to another. Our mission is also to support Tunisian innovation, Tunisian research, Tunisian training for the protection of the environment and the sustainable exploitation of sea resources, to be here to encourage the innovation in any sector, but maybe mainly to stay up to date every day, thinking about how to innovate in many sectors, and we are here to help them and to support them. Another mission of the cluster, which is a very important mission, and maybe I will make the link later between this mission and the MSP, it is to raise the public awareness about the opportunities given by the sea, and to encourage young people especially to invest, to create jobs in the activity of the future, which are new renewable energy. You know, more and more we are discovering all what the sea can offer to the people, to the humans, so biological or mineral, etc. Many opportunities are today offered by the resources of the sea, and also by this area of the sea, which are today accessible more and more thanks to the offshore industry. So go to the next slide, please. So to achieve all this mission, the maritime cluster has done many convention and many cooperation relationship with many other cluster or institutions which are involved in the blue economy and in the maritime issues in general. As you can see in the slide, this young institution, which is created only in 2019, is really very active because many convention has been signed. You can see here with World Ocean Council in Hawaii in USA, with the French Maritime Cluster, with the Mediterranean Sea Pole, which is in the south of France, with the Maritime Cluster of French-speaking Africa, with the Blue Italian Growth Cluster, also with WestMED, in Italy. We have many relationship and many convention with Italy, and obviously that delights us, and we hope we can extend this cooperation to other countries of the Mediterranean. And beside this convention with the official with institution, the cluster accords a very big importance for research, for training. That's why we have signed many convention and many accords with or agreement with universities or research team or a research institute. And as the case of Sfax University, which is one of the biggest university in Tunisia. So the case with Team Academy, which is a private institute of consulting and for training, which focus on maritime and environmental issues. And that's also the case with Blue Academy, our new cooperation with Blue Academy, which is a campus focused on the blue intelligence. And just to know, Blue Academy belongs to a global project in Tunisia, which is led by a Tunisian company, and which will establish strategic partnership with West Mediterranean, with African, with international organization and other structure operating in the blue economy sector to support research and technological innovation. So next slide, please. So obviously all this cooperation has as goal the sharing of experience and good practices between all these different partners to support the development of maritime potential through the development of sustainable blue economy. So to share experience, and why not to be part or to create project and to gather all these different institutions or the expert of this different institution around the project, which can be the planning and the sustainable use of marine environment, which can be concerning the biodiversity conservation, the coastal protection, technological approach for a circular economy in fishery, aquaculture, protection and the environment, etc. All the issues concerning the blue economy and the planning, we are involved in this issue, and we are ready to be part of the project team or international project team or regional project team about any issue of that. Go to the next slide, please. Now, to be more precise concerning especially the MSP, we have to know that Tunisia has its own strategy for integrated coastal zone. I know it is okay, this integrated coastal zone management, everybody know that the objective is to facilitate through rational planning of activity, the sustainable development of coastal area by ensuring that the environment and the landscape are taken into account, and by making a balance between economic, social and cultural development. Also, Tunisia is involved or has launched a national management plan area, which is ongoing and which was carried out for many regions in Tunisia, Sfax or other regions. The aim is to lead to sustainable development of the coastal zone and to the protection of sensitive area. We have more than 20 sensitive area in Tunisia. So action which can be taken by this national management plan area are, for example, the protection of dunes or how the dunes can be restored or protected in order to prevent erosion, the development of coastal esplanade, etc. And concerning that, several members of the cluster, of the Tunisian cluster member, are involved in this two strategy, especially the members which are at the same time agent of the National Agency for Coastal Protection, which is the main institution in Tunisia involved in this strategy of integrated coastal zone and MSP. So go to the next slide, please. Then to strengthen regional cooperation, because the maritime cluster is convinced that the international cooperation is very important for improving the blue economy, but maybe we have to begin also to start in its region. You know that the Arab Maghreb Union exists as a political institution. Now the idea of the cluster, and to be more precise, the idea of the president of a cluster, is to involve this institution in the maritime economy, and the idea is, why not to create a Maghrebian maritime cluster. So idea was launched, and the talks are ongoing. So it would be great to create this regional cluster to pool the human and the material resources, to pool them for the improvement of blue economy in the region. Go to the next slide, please. The other idea and the other project also to strengthen the regional cooperation is, again, an idea of the cluster. So the Arab Maghreb Union is composed by many organs, but we have ministerial commissions which are specialized in different fields. Currently, we have, as you see in my slide, 4 ministerial commission about food security, about economy and finance, about human resources, about infrastructure. And the idea is, why not to create a ministerial commission, which is involved in blue economy. This will make it possible to pool the material, the human resources of the 5 countries, and to involve governments in the blue economy process. By the way, the cluster is the author of a project of national strategy, so Tunisian strategy of the blue economy, presented to the presidency, which is under study currently. So we begin with a national strategy, and then we go to the regional. I don't know why, what for the future, but we have many projects about that. Go to the next slide, please. Another idea also to strengthen the regional cooperation is now to creation of a Maghrebian cluster, but why not for Arab maritime cluster? As you can see in my map, all the Arab countries are maritime countries. Why not to take more advantage of this surface of water? Why not to pool together all the material, the human resources for the improvement and the development of the maritime economy in the region? So all these very promising projects, I think, which are in favor of the development of the blue economy, are now under study and under construction. I really hope that they will be achieved, because this will allow a real development in maritime issue in Tunisia and in the region. Go to the next slide, please. And I thank you for your attention, and I'm ready for your next question. Thank you very much.